What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the GINN podcast. This is your host, G-Weezy11. Welcome back to another fucking episode again. Appreciate you rocking with me for the past couple episodes. I know they've been kind of rocky, but I was putting out a couple episodes like twice a week, but I started doing every single week because shit got rough, man. During the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, shit got rough, family time, everything in general, COVID. Y'all know the rules, but man, on this one, this was gonna be this was a dope one because I recently had Mario on here. Of course, y'all know how that went. That was a fucking dope episode. And I reached out to my man. Appreciate you coming down, bro. What's up, man? How you been?
What's going on, bro? Nah, I'm good, bro. Good. Glad to be here. Happy to be here.
Of course, man. Of course. And again, just one more time, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day because I know your shit. I know your shit's busy, so I know you got some stuff going on. But man, let's get straight into it, bro. I always like to ask. First things first. Everybody's situation is different with COVID. I mean, some people have it, some people didn't. Some people have family members that had it. So that was kind of a huge thing. I think a lot of people don't know how bad it affects somebody or everybody, the environment in general, when it kind of hits home. So how was that for you? How was that? Anything crazy happened to you?
Well, I caught it. I caught it for sure. Yeah. So, but I had more of the milder symptoms. It was kind of like allergies. Felt like allergies. Just couldn't really taste things, but I guess for some it's worse, you know. So like my dad had it. I don't think he knew that he had it, and he's a very old school blue collar guy. His family's from Mexico, so he was just kind of like out, and he was trying to eat tacos while he had it, and he was like, I can't taste anything, and he was getting pissed off at the cooks. But yeah, so my father had it, I had it, my friends have had it. When I had it, I was with my lady, and she stayed with me the whole time and slept in the same bed and everything. She never caught it.
That is crazy.
Yes, but I think she has that rare blood type where it's like she can't really can't contract it of any sort. But recently, her uncle, which she's very close with, had it, and he had to be put in the hospital for it. He was having trouble breathing. So I will be donating plasma because they said he needed plasma, which I don't know about because none of my family ever had to be a part of that. So when it hits closer to home and you start to find out these types of things that some people can handle a lot better than others, it's a little weird, man.
It definitely is. You know, I know a couple people that actually just lost family members recently, bro, too. Like maybe about a month ago, and the grandmother was in the ICU for damn near 3 months, and she wasn't getting any better. Finally, they were at the point where they were going to make the decision to either pull the plug. But before that, man, she just kind of passed away. And it's one of those things, man, where, like I said, it's just, you never know how bad someone else has the symptoms versus and everybody else. And also, too, I mean, your body, everybody's different, man. Like,
exactly.
There's so much somebody else can take. And yeah, man, it's wild, man. It's wild. How was, because you recently just had a fight. So how was training during that? Like, how were the precautions and shit? I know they were kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think like for my last camp, it was a matter of just like being kind of secluded in a sense, not necessarily away from everybody, but more the sense like me, my trainer JR, my father, they've been around me since the beginning of all this. We kind of just stayed in my garage and made sure that, like, if we did go anywhere, we knew what we were doing, wearing our mask, you know, not taking any chances being in big crowds and things like that. But it kind of felt the same, man. I mean, we're getting, thankfully, being signed with Davies, they have a whole testing clinic and everything. So it makes it a little easier for us to get tested just to make sure. I know PBC themselves had us test once a week, and then I think 2 weeks out from the fight, they had us test twice a week. So we were getting tested from them and Davies. So we were okay, man.
So it was pretty solid, the kind of testing and stuff like that. Yeah. That's great. How is Davies, bro? Because, I mean, we were talking about it right now off camera. I'm just curious because obviously, I mean, I just told you I follow him and I've seen everything that he's doing, seen the TV show too. So how was that, man? Because when did he first build the actual boxing gym?
The facility was right at the beginning of the pandemic. Yeah, right at the beginning. So he had some deals that he was working on right before the pandemic. Pandemic hit, kind of shut those off. So he was a little. I don't want to take too much of his business out of there. Sorry, Cam, but he was a little upset about that.
No, and, I think everybody was, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we all in some way or another. I think everybody kind of lost out on something, right? But he did what any real champ should do, which is just pick up something to kind of get his mind off of it and set a new goal rather than just kind of, cry over spilled milk. So that's exactly what he did. And he wanted to do the gym. So he had, I think all of the fighters put in some sort of effort and some sort of work to build that gym, whether it be 1 day or 10 days or 3 months, So we're all proud of it, man. I think I can say that for everybody that was a part of Davies Entertainment.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. No, just to go back, yeah, man, everybody felt some type of thing. Like I said, whether if it was health conditions with family members, yourself, I mean, just people not being able to go anywhere. Gyms are closing, restaurants closing, being cooped up in a house, people getting laid off. Literally a fucking 360 within a week, and it's your life has to adjust. And there's people that didn't adjust and still kind of chilling. There's other people that fucking became millionaires. Millionaires became fucking billionaires. Like so much shit that a lot of people can't explain. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's just the way shit happens, and it's wild times, bro. Even fucking now, man, we're still not 100% yet, and government's crazy too right now. So there's just a lot of fucking factors that go into all of this. But
it affected people differently, man. I think like especially East Coast. I had a really good friend, John, who lives in New York, in Queens, like right in the heart of where it was the worst at, and he had caught it twice. He contracted it twice, but
wait, twice?
Yeah, twice, bro. But even then, like he was telling me like the way the lockdown was and how it hurt a lot of people. And we didn't see that down here, like in San Antonio, like it wasn't like we just stopped everything. We did kind of stop everything for a little bit, but then it was just like, all right, we're going to reopen up. So I think for a lot of different, I guess, regions and like places, it was worse than what it was here. So we can sit back and feel like, oh, this, this wasn't that serious. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we're not in those places where it was kind of.
Extreme. No, man. So I read a bunch of articles, and a lot of these companies are starting to transition to only at home, like either whether if it's customer service or literally everything in general to do with that job, so they can save money not paying for either rent, leases on the actual big buildings in those bigger cities, just to save money and stuff. But they're also realizing too, sometimes they're a little bit more productive at home versus like at an office, maybe because you don't have coworkers. You're a little bit secluded, like just whatever in general. But but then also too, I mean, you can get away with the kind of a lot of shit. Shit. Like whether if it's school, whether if it's fucking working from home, like that's a different discussion.
Hitting a joint or something.
Yeah, literally.
I know people, bro, and I'm not gonna say their name, but I know people who work from home and they just be bullshitting, but they're getting work done. So it's like, well. Yeah. What is the work going to tell you, right? It's like they can have a camera on you,
exactly,
right?
Man.
I'm not trying to give you ideas either.
And then just another thing, too. Obviously, people have been coming from California, from other states to Texas. But even more now, I mean, you have celebrities moving from out of California, from out of New York, from Florida into Texas. And it's just like these, I think they're realizing that there's a lot more, I don't know, I would say opportunities. Maybe, of course, the cost of living is a lot different. A little bit more cheaper here, but everything in general is just fucking wild with the whole pandemic. But I'm glad you made it out, man. I'm glad because also too you had a fight during that time, so I'm glad you were able to do that. But I want to get into your early childhood. So as far as boxing, when did you kind of get into the whole boxing scene? Started boxing, started doing everything like that.
So I started boxing the end of my senior year, right before graduation. So I was 18, going on 19. So, and when I really got into it, when I started going to Zazumoto Street Gym, was when I was like turning 19. Like right when I was turning 19. So I started late.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I started late, but I was always interested in doing it. My parents just never let me.
I gotcha.
But I went to Southwest High School. So if you know where that's at, you know the kind of kids that went to that school.
Yeah.
I hated school, bro. I was a great test taker, so I would take the test and then just skip the rest of school. So I was always having to make up on these Saturday type things. I was always there, bro. You can count on me being there. But me and my boys would go to our friend's house who literally lived right down the street, Julian Bernal. Shout out Julian Bernal.
Hell yeah.
And we used to just throw on the gloves, man, and start boxing each other. And I was always getting in the street fights or always just running the streets, doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. And so I was just, I don't know, something about, we had a little black box or a little brown box when I was young, my dad, to steal the pay-per-view off of. So if you know what the brown box is, you can get Channel 99 clear as hell. You know what I mean? It wasn't like all blurred out. But we would watch the fights and I was always interested in doing it. And so that's where I guess I've always just wanted to do it. I've always been intrigued about fighting, like knowing that it's 1v1. You know, nobody else is going to get in the way and it's me versus you. And we got one thing, you know, to take each other out and that's our hands and that's it. So I've always liked that.
I want to ask you, because, I mean, you have, like I said, Mario's. I just recently had Mario's, but he's been fighting for shit pretty much his whole life, man. Yeah. So how is that going into like either boxing fights or just everything in general? Like, is there an advantage to the other person versus you, or is that just something that you have to deal with, like as far as training and kind of like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know what you're
catching up just because you haven't.
I think Mario's a homie. Hector Tanahata is my homie. Josh Franco's a homie. They've all started young and they've all been at it for a while, right? I think what helped me out was that I was God gifted, first of all, with height. I'm a southpaw, but being a lifelong athlete in several sports. It wasn't like I was just in one sport. I played several sports my whole life. Baseball in particular was like, I was really good at that. I even had offers to go play baseball, but I never liked school. So I was like, man, I don't want to have to do this. You know what I mean? So, and like I say, man, I don't know what it was. I just always liked fighting. So I think, they do. It's kind of a yes and no. Yeah, they do have an advantage in experience wise, right? Mm-hmm. But when I went into the amateurs, I won, local Golden Gloves fighters or Golden Gloves tournaments against fighters that had way more experience than me. I won national titles against guys who had hundreds of fights. Yeah. I won a state title, Golden Gloves title, which is state of Texas Golden Gloves is probably the best Golden Gloves title you can get. I think personally it's the toughest. I beat guys that were, Olympic hopefuls and things like that. I've done that, man. I went overseas with Hector and we fought in Finland, beat the number ones over there. So I think it's more about just the competitive nature that you have inside yourself. So I don't see experience like on that end. Like if you work hard in the gym, you're going to perform well. And if you're just naturally gifted with just knowing how to maneuver yourself inside of a ring like you would in any other sport, then you'll be all right. Yeah,
man. 100%. I just wanted to ask a question just because it's so interesting, man, because you see these boxers fighting their whole life, but then you do it at such a late age. Mm-hmm. But you have, I think it's just the mindset, bro. Like the ability to sponge up everything within a short amount of time and execute those actions very, very quick. Mm-hmm. And you just finished a whole list of the shit you accomplished right now. And it's just, how long have you, so that was 18, so how long have you been fighting?
10 and a half years.
10 and a half years?
Yeah, 10 and a half, going on 11th year this year. So, but it came with its trials and tribulations, man. Like even in the pros, I've won 3 belts, one being with a major organization, WBC. Mm-hmm. But my last fight, I recently just lost my last fight, my first loss as a pro. But it's about taking chances and taking those risks, man. I think that's where I've excelled so fast with such little experience, I guess you could say, because I was willing to take those chances. I remember I got called for a guy who needed sparring down in Mexico, and they were going to pay me to go down there in Mexico to spar this guy. And this guy was supposedly some monster who had been knocking out all his sparring partners. And I had just gotten out of the hospital for the flu. I said yes. They put me on a flight. I went out there. Yeah, man. I was taking antibiotics, so I couldn't taste food while I was out there or anything. But I went out there, and they were like, man, the guy who I was sparring was just like, bro, like none of these other guys can handle this. Like you earned my respect. Yeah. And all these guys in this gym, you earned all their respect because you're in here. And he was a monster. He ended up winning his PBC fight by knockout against a great PBC fighter. So it's like, man, you just got to take chances, bro. Take those risks. Whether 100%. So the opportunity's there, jump on it.
100%, bro. I also want to ask you too, because a lot of people have just different like mentors and influence, just people that influence her. But do you have anybody that's kind of helped you along the way, whether if it's fighting, whether if it's just life in general, between shit from when you're maybe even when you're in high school till now, or maybe when you started fucking boxing? Anybody in general that you can say that kind of pushed you out, kind of helped you along the way?
Tony Ayala Sr., which was he's a legendary trainer within San Antonio. Yeah. Maybe not always for the right reasons, but he's definitely legendary. And he had world champions from here that nobody thought that they would ever become world champions, like John Michael Johnson, a heroin addict who became a world champion. You know what I mean? So not only that, he used to train with Emmanuel Stewart up at the Kronk Gym in Detroit when his son was coming up in the pros, Tony Ayala Jr. So he had a wealth of experience, wealth of knowledge training championship fighters. And I just remember with the first day, my friend JR, who's my trainer now, took me to the gym. And he was like, oh, this is my cousin, so I wouldn't have to pay. He's like, oh, this is my cousin. And he's like, can you train here for the day? And Tony was like, yeah, sure. Started hitting the bag. And I didn't hear, but JR told me later on, he's like, you know, that day that I took you, Tony saw you hitting the bag, and he says, keep bringing him back. I'm going to make him something. Ever since then, I just kept going. And every day he would tell me, he's like, you're going to be a world champion. He said it so much. I never believed it because I never saw myself doing anything beyond that, right? But he made me believe it by saying it so much. Like he just infiltrated my mind with it and just kind of stuck it in there. So that's the kind of path I've been on ever since then, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I think everybody needs that in general. Some people, I would say, lack the motivation to an extent. But some people need that extra push. It gets hard, man. Like you get in your own fucking thoughts sometimes. They just kind of go in a fucking circle, and it just becomes a cycle after a while. And once you get that mentor, that influence from somebody, it's a fucking door that opens that you might not have seen before. Yeah. So, man, that's why I always like to ask, because everybody's different, man. Some people are gifted where they don't need shit like that. Some people need it right away. Some people take a little bit while to realize, hey, I need some fucking help. That's another thing too that I say. Admit that you fucking need help, man. Like there's points in times where I've seen people, whether if it's physically, mentally, whatever, just not admit that they don't need help. It's cool, man. Everybody fucking struggles,
Thinking
man.
that they can get it done themselves.
Yeah,
right?
it's cool. I've seen a ton of people, man. I've been a fucking victim of that, and I just had to sit down, look myself in the mirror, admit to myself, hey, you need fucking help. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a parent, fucking girlfriend, whatever the situation, whatever you have to reach out to just to get that extra boost. And I mean, it's helped, man. It's helped. Whatever fucking situation I was in, because there's been fucking many, bro.
Same, bro. Same.
There's been fucking
boxing
many.
Saved my life, man. I've always said that. I'll always say that.
So let's get into your recent fight, man. So you just finished saying that you lost that. So take me through that. Like, take me through, because I did watch it. So take me through, like, what's going through your head during that fight? How was that fight for you? What do you think you could have done better to win that fight? Just take me through the whole situation.
So leading up to the fight, the training camp was probably my best training camp I've ever performed inside of a training camp. So for me, the training camp itself, like having to do all the things that not a lot of people were willing to do, I did those, taking the ice baths after sparring every day, the running, all that stuff. I never ran for any fight ever, bro, ever. I'm not a runner. I hate it. And people trip out when I tell them that. I've never ran for a fight. Even this one, I maybe ran like 4 or 5 times, but I just made sure that everything else that out there I was asked to do, I did it without complaints. And I didn't want to use any excuses. I didn't want any excuses for the fight. So going into the fight and we get there, the first round starts. I could see it in my opponent's eyes now. He didn't know what to do. I can see that and I could sense it. I was throwing my jab out there. I was making sure that I was moving, not giving him time to try to land his big shots because he was a knockout artist, right? I mean, he had, 11 fights with 10 knockouts. He was supposed to be this big puncher, right? So I just was like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is just throw feints, make sure, try to, just keep him on his toes and keep him honest. So that's exactly what I was doing. He kept trying to throw this overhand. I was either blocking it or just slipping it out the way, and then I would just tap him up with a couple jabs. He'd fall in with it. I'd catch him with the uppercut, try to come back with the hook. Yeah. Everything was working perfect. I went back to the corner. I remember at one point at the end of the first round, I kind of went into him just to feel his power.
Just a test, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to feel his power. I remember he threw that. He likes to throw this left hook to the body. That's like his shot. He threw it and I didn't feel anything. So when I went back to the corner, my boy JR was like, "Hey, so how's his power?" I said, I'm good. Like it doesn't hit hard. I was good. And he's like, all right. And that JR even told me, he's like, that's when I knew like you were going to win this fight. So going out into the second round, I was doing the same thing. What happened was I got a little too comfortable. And we had been working on throwing the left hook around his guard because he likes to hold his guard way up here. Mm-hmm. So I was working on throwing a left hook around. When I did that, I feinted the jab. And when I feinted the jab, he tried coming over with the 1-2 over the top. So overhand right? So he would throw the one, he was coming over. So when I threw that feint jab, he bit on it. What I didn't expect was when I threw the hook for a right-handed, he coming over the top. So his shot got there before mine. I can't hate on it. He did what he was supposed to do. Then at the time, I was a little upset because I was fine. He kind of threw me off my equilibrium. He kind of hit me on top of the head behind the ear. Good shot. I fell back to the ropes. He caught me with like 2 shots, woke me right back up, man. So that's when I was just kind of sitting there blocking things. And I tried to take a step away. He hit me again. And that was like, all right, now I'm good. I even smiled at the guy. He's throwing more shots. I was kind of slipping. He caught me with a couple more. Then the ref stepped in the way. I was a little upset at the time because like, yo, I'm good, man. I told him to, and he's like, yeah, but you just weren't doing anything. So I'm not a ref. You know, I'm a fighter. That's how he feels about it. Cool. Personally, I think, and not just because it's me, I just think that he stopped it early a little bit. But hey, it is what it is, man. I'm not going to sit here and bash the refs for doing their jobs. I understand they got to protect themselves, especially with things that have happened of recent in boxing with Des and, you know, so I get it. I get it 100%.
No, yeah, man. I like I said, I just thought I'm agreeing with you, man. I thought it was way too early. And I mean, you can see it on you were good, man.
Yeah,
like you were.
I wasn't, and then I was right. Like I wasn't, so I could see where it might have. Like I said, I didn't hold on to him. I didn't take a knee. I wish he had enough power just to drop me. But see, that's why I didn't think he was a knockout artist. He caught me with a good shot. But he wasn't able to put me down, and he didn't. Like, even though he threw all them shots and nothing put me down, and really nothing really wobbled me after that. It was just that first initial, like, hit on top of the head, man. Trust me, bro. Anybody gets hit there, man, your leg will do a little stinky leg. You know what I mean? It's weird. But, I felt fine, bro. And it's a shame, man, because I had so much to show. But the thing that I learned the most, I think, is, one, experience of either holding on to the guy, throwing something, or taking a knee. And 2 is that I need to get back to what got me here in the first place, which was the Zazumoto way of just going out there and hurting a motherfucker rather than trying to make it a clear-cut victory for myself, because the fight before that I fought on PBC, that's exactly what I did. I mean, Lennox Lewis was even saying, they landed the same amount of shots, but Eddie Ortiz just looked better. He just looked better doing it. And that stuck with me going into the next fight. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to look fucking pretty out here, and I'm just going to make this dude look stupid rather than doing what I usually do, which is take a fight to a motherfucker and be like, yo, I'm here to hurt you.
Do you think you held back a little bit by saying that?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah, 100%. Not necessarily held back, but I was trying to do something different from what had got me there. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah. You know? That makes clear sense, bro.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was fucking the fight before that. I remember that too. And it's just it was different fighting style. Now that you bring it up, it was a different fighting style. Why do you think? I'm curious on why you wanted to switch it up. Is it just for the?
Because I think I wanted to showcase. I think it was something personal for me that I wanted to showcase that
you could do it.
Not necessarily that. It's just that I'm a national champion, a U.S. national champion at that. And everybody just knows me as a guy who's willing to go out there and trade with the motherfucker and like try to take somebody's head off.
Yeah.
I wanted people to know, like, yo, you can put a puncher like that guy in front of me, or a puncher, and I'll easily outbox him. And I'll outsmart this guy, which I knew I could. And I could do that to a lot of fighters. And even when I'm in those those kind, I don't want to say brawls, but when I'm in those fights where we're exchanging, you look at it, man, I'm being fairly smart about what I'm doing. I'm slipping shots, coming back with things, but I just want it to be like a clear cut victory rather than me trying to like go out there and stopping a dude, which is not who I am and not who I've ever been, you know?
So your next fight, how are you approaching that? Oh, I mean, it just depends, right? Just because a fighter and stuff like that.
Mean,
but
we'll have a game plan. I mean, there will always be a game plan, but the attitude that I'll take into that fight is, I'm trying to hurt the motherfucker.
Yeah, just
at the end of the day, that's what I was taught from Tony. Tony always told me, hurt the motherfucker. Every time you hurt him.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it is a hurt game. And I'm not necessarily saying I want to hurt somebody bad or anything like that, but at the end of the day, it's either me or you, brother.
You want to make yourself known,
Yeah, and I'm going to have to take you out, bro. I'm not, I got a family to feed and shit, so.
Yeah, man, I get that. I also like to, because it's just different. So the way people handle, I mean, obviously, you lost the fight. So how is that taken, like, people's responses, critics, social media in general? How was that for you? Like, how do you respond to stuff like that when people say just negative shit?
Yeah, so I didn't watch it at first. When I first lost, I was upset with myself, and I remember going back to the hotel or coming out of the ring after the doctor checked. The doctor even was just like, "You're fine." I was like, "All right, cool." Yeah. Walking out of the place, and I remember like walking down the because we're in the, I think it was a Staples Center. We're walking down the tunnel, and I remember telling my dad and Jared like, "Fuck, bro! Like I should have beat this dude. This dude was trash. Like why the fuck did I let this happen?" So I was already blaming myself, not knowing that I made no mistake. It was just she caught me with a shot I didn't see at the time I was throwing a shot, right? Obviously, I made mistakes of not holding on or anything like that, but as far as the shot goes, it was just a good shot. And I remember getting back to the hotel and I told my dad and Jared, like, if I can't beat a dude like this, like, what's the point of me even fighting? Like, that's how down I was on myself. Like, dude, this is shitty, bro. Like, I lost to somebody that I shouldn't have lost to, in my own mind, right? So I didn't watch the fight back or nothing. When I got back home, I decided to take a look at it. And that's when I was like, all right, you know what? He really just caught me with the shot I didn't see. There were things I could have done differently, but he caught me with a shot I didn't see. So I texted Jared right away. I'm sorry for ever saying that. I wanted to just stop because this dude obviously wasn't better than me. Don't, I'm sorry. It was just in the moment. He accepted that. I told my dad the same thing. I apologized to him. He said the same thing. I apologized to Cameron.
Yeah.
Because I had told him the same thing. Like, yo, I'm done boxing. I can't beat a dude like this. Why the fuck am I doing it? I apologized to him as well. Then I started reading the comments, bro.
They're wild, right?
Bro, it's crazy to me, dude. It's crazy to me that somebody can like say something, but you know for a fact that they won't show their face, or whenever they're in front of you, they won't say anything like that. And secondly, they don't have the balls to get up in a ring and in front of millions of people or however many people are watching. You know what I mean? So I take it as a grain of salt, man. So I saw some funny ones, bro. Like the hunter has been hunted and shit like that. You know, like to me, I laugh, bro. Yeah, I laugh though. Trolls. I laugh because I don't take it. It's not personal to me because I know at the end of the day, like those dudes ain't willing to do what I did.
Yeah.
So it's all with the chance, man. If I would have won, I'd have been a hero, right? Oh fuck, but
complete fucking 180.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it is what it is, bro. I'm not here to. It's not personal for me. It's business.
Yeah.
I just love to fight, bro. I love to fight. Like I tell people this all the time. The reason why I do this is because I have a passion for fighting. It's the way I let out. This is my kind of my let go. You know what I mean? Just get in there and fight.
Yeah. And I think if it was any other way, bro, it wouldn't be right. Like for this, like I said, I'm passionate about this. If you weren't passionate about it, I mean, you wouldn't be happy. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with anything. I mean, you fucking can love your 9 to 5. You can fucking, I don't know, love making donuts, just some random ass shit. But if you love that shit, like, do it 100%, especially if it makes you happy.
So I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing I learned from this last fight, biggest thing was that I started to make it a job. And that's where I fucked up. Yeah. Mentally, I fucked up there because it was becoming a job and a chore. Like for me to get up and do these like ice baths and all this shit became a chore. So coming up, like even in the amateurs, I was never looked at by any of the big guys, and I would just come in and like I was the underdog. I would just come in, blindside these fools, and beat them at these national tournaments and shit. But at this time, I didn't have backing, so I was having to work. I was a waiter at gyms for like 5 years, bro, doing that. It wasn't until I got signed with Cam that I was even training people and like I had a job. So I was always like a worker. Like I always did shit. And I did that because knowing like that I was working, I hated to work. Nobody likes working, right? Like you might like what you do, but you hate having to do it. So I made that work. So whenever I got to the gym, it was like, yo, this is what I love doing. This is my fun. Like this is my fun time, my playtime. So what I stopped doing when I got signed with Cam, thankfully, because financially I was taken care of, I stopped working. I became lazy on that aspect of my life, which benefited my fight game, right? Because it kept me hungry. So I stopped doing that, and that's where I think I fucked up. So recently, like you see me, my pants are dirty and everything. I started picking up work again with Davies, building these food trucks, and like I couldn't be happier, bro. I couldn't be happier because it brought that hunger back to me. Like, yo, I can't wait to get in the gym because I hate doing this.
Doing this on the side,
Like I like my job and I like the people I work with. Fuck, like I'd rather be punching somebody in the face or hitting a bag than doing this. So it brought that fire and that hunger back in me. So I'm so thankful, bro. I'm thankful.
That's good, man. Not a lot of people figure that out. If they do, it's at a old age. And I don't want to say old age because I mean you can still do a lot of things when you're fucking 40, 50 years old, and it could take a year, 2 years to get something making some good amount of money. But yeah, man, not a lot of people have that. And I think when you do find it, it just becomes so natural. And I think a lot of people struggle with that I mean, not to disrespect on 9-to-5s, but I think a lot of people get lost in the train of just working and not finding that work-life balance. Because I mean, people have fucking issues when it comes to like mental health and just other things in general, diets, being healthy, like just a lot of things come into play when you start putting something or a job before yourself, and it's crazy, man. What people would
It'll
do
fuck
just
with your head for sure.
It would definitely fuck with your head. Now that I want to go back to the thought process as far as after your fight, because it's a sour taste when you lose, man. It's a sour taste.
It's never fun, bro.
Never fun. But I think with you, what you just said, the whole from that to now is you took it like a fucking champ. Let's get back to work and let's fucking do it. But
I'm telling you this now, I've taken bigger losses in life.
Yeah.
Boxing is boxing. I love to do it. I love it it saved my life. I love it with my whole heart, but I've taken bigger losses in life that's not going to stop me, bro. And I'm going to grab my nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking say what's up to you whenever I see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But there's what I wanted to say is there's people that get lost in that train of thought that don't have the ability to come back.
Bounce back.
Bounce back. They stay in that, I don't want to say like just that bitter stage where it's just like, fuck, it's
a loser mentality.
Yeah, I'm not made for this. Like I'm not, just one loss is gonna fuck up your whole career. Cause I mean, the next fight or the next couple fights, you can have all knockouts. You can fucking, beat someone that's, like there's just, you never know what's fucking next.
Time and time again, man. Yeah. Like I've said it that, you got like guys like Tevin Farmer who became a world champion with 4 losses. I mean, there's dudes like that, right? But one thing that I've taken from a champ who had lost at the highest level was Anthony Joshua, and what he says is correct, man. Like I'm not about talking anymore. Like more action, less talk. Less talk, more action. Basically. Yeah. Now it's like, all right, you know what? Maybe you could say what you want to say, and I could say whatever I want to say. But at the end of the day, I'm going to right my wrong. Just give me the opportunity, and I'm going to prove whoever needs to be proven to, and more importantly, myself, that, hey, I'm going to fuck whoever. I've told this to a Question, who's a pretty well-known rapper from San Antonio.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, now he's a exec, pretty much a music exec. He's got a bunch of artists. But I telling him today, like, yo, whoever they put me in there with next, bro, they're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? Because I got something to prove to myself. You know, so
yeah. And I think, man, you're fucking hitting them right on the fucking dot, bro. And I think it just comes with, not to say that like you're old or anything, but it just comes with experience and age, man. You learn a lot of things, not even boxing, just in life. Like you have a lady. Do you have children?
Yeah.
You have children. Okay, so I mean that even brings more experience into the fucking play. So you're a lot more hungrier. Sometimes people will take that good or bad, but I mean, you just learn a lot of things that can translate into your passion, where, I mean, you just It just works out. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, I forgot what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you something about boxing. Oh, your these boxing fights. Has there been anybody that you want to fight that you're like, fuck, I'm trying to fight this guy. I'm trying to fight this guy.
Well, I mean, it would be cool to run it back with that dude.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'd love to run it back, but is that opportunity there? Probably not, man. I'll be realistic. I know that he was a Samson's guy who's with PBC, so PBC that was their guy, right? So we could say a lot about that too, but I'm not. There's no excuses. But PBC, that's their dude. So they're going to keep him moving. They got to, which is, I understand the business. That's business. I get it. So would I ever see him? Maybe later on, or maybe not, more than likely not. But I'd love to. Like, even if it was just sparring, like, I want to get in there and whoop the dude's ass. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you caught me fucking slipping, bro. I'll be completely honest. You caught me slipping. Yeah. You won fair and square, but I'm here to bust your ass. You know what I mean? But if there's anybody else, because I moved up, I couldn't do 160 anymore. That shit was tough, bro. I mean, being completely honest, the fight that I had here that I headlined at the Alamo Dome 2 years ago November. Yeah, bro, it was bad. I had to get IVs and shit, like coming off the scale. And
was that just the putting on the weight, or just
bad, bro? I'm a big frame. I'm not like huge, but I'm tall and I have a little bit of weight. Like, I might not look it right now, but I'm walking around at a solid 195, and that's like 8-9% body fat.
Losing the weight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, losing that weight, man, to 160 is hard, bro. It was hard, and but I never brought it up. Because I knew we had our ranking there. I had my WBC belt at that weight, so it was like, yo, I'm gonna keep fighting until something like the last fight happened. And then from there, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Now I feel much stronger, bro. Like, I believe 168 is the weight we'll be fighting at, if not 175. Which in the amateurs I fought at 178, so it wouldn't be a problem for me.
How the fuck do you go from? What is the time frame from a usual training camp? I mean, because sometimes the range is like fucking, I don't know, 2 months, or sometimes it's longer than that. But
so my first fight on PBC, I had a week and a half to get ready.
Yeah.
So but I was in the gym though, so that's the thing. One thing that I do pride myself on is the fact that I'm always in the gym, whether
you're just ready.
Yeah,
ready.
Bro, this is what I do for a living. Like, this is what I love to do for a living. Like, even not even a living, because I make good money doing it, but this is what I do just because I love to do it. If there was no money involved, I'd still be doing it. So
what does because that's a good amount of weight, bro. That's 30 pounds. Damn near 40 pounds.
But fighting at 160. So this is another thing. Fighting at 160 year round, I was on a diet year round. So that kind of fucking sucked. You know what I mean? Like, year round, I had to make sure that I was counting my macros and things like that. And exactly. Which I'm grateful that I have a sponsor in Lion Fit Foods. Shout out to them that they do my meal prepping, and they made it very easy. It's just the same time, it just not. I was making myself weaker for sure. Like, because now that I have where I'm supposed to be at now, it's like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, whoever's gonna get it next, they're gonna get it for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, I just what type of training? Like, what's your day to day? Like, let's just say you have a fight coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say you're 195 and you're going back to, I don't know, 168.
Mm-hmm.
What's your day to day look like as far as training? What type of, like, you're doing cardio? You just mentioned running earlier. How does?
Yeah, so I hate running. I probably won't. The running that we do is more sprint intervals. Yeah, so we do a lot of sprint intervals. A lot of just hit type stuff, right? But it's all programmed, man. So we'll start by, say it's like an 8-week camp or 9-week camp. What we'll do is we'll start by lifting heavy, building, and then we'll get into like a more of the explosive manner, hit type stuff. And then later on, we'll start tapering it down. At that time, like the third part or fourth part of our training camp, we'll taper it down to where we're even including the weight cut. But once I get going in an actual camp, bro, I won't be at 195. I'll probably be like at 180 tops. You know what I mean? So it'll be easy for me to make 168 or 175.
Yeah.
Easy.
But that just goes back to the fucking year-round diet, right? You're just kind of always just training and just always.
Yeah. So I got away from the whole dieting part. But what I would do, like, say if I did get a fight, I would just clean everything up. Like, if they gave me a good training camp, like a good time frame, I would just clean it. Everything that I'm eating, I would just clean it up somehow or another. I would make sure that I'm eating the right things in the right places. So like instead of refried beans, I'll do black beans or something like that. You know, just kind of just
little tweaks.
Yeah, just little tweaks, man. Because I don't want to take away what I built. Because what I built now, as soon as that fight was over Monday, I was back in the gym, man. I was in there grinding away at, all right, what do we have to fix? Okay, first thing first, we're gonna move up. Let's do it right. So I was up there pounding weights away. You know what I mean? So
damn, that quick, bro. I'm telling you, people are. You got the ambition, man. The ambition's there. Just the fuel under you is there. Because like I said, man, a lot of people can bounce back like that. They take a while.
Well, I mean, we'll see, right? Like, we'll see if it is a true bounce back when the fight happens. But inside my heart, I'm already a winner because I know what I can get away from. Because I know they might not say it to my face, but I know a lot of people are hating. I know a lot of people are happy that something like that happened to me.
Yeah.
They won't say it to me, but I can feel it, and I know. And a lot of people that were hitting me up before stopped hitting me up, to whereas now, like, I'm finding out who really matters in my life and what matters.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah,
that's a good point. And I think, man, that's a very, very valid point. Because I mean, a lot of I was reading a fucking quote the other day on Twitter, but it's like people are there, like at the fucking championship, bro, but they're not there through the fucking struggles and shit like that. But I mean, it's all trial and error too. But then again, you got to figure out who the fuck is really, really there. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be down for you? I'm sure you have people that have been there since the get go, middle school, high school. So I mean, you know who the fuck you can say shit with, you can hang around with. But then you also got people that are just maybe popping in. I have buddies that I've been friends with for 2 years and they're fucking close buddies. Yeah. On the flip side, I've had buddies for 15 years and they're still close buddies. So you know who you can mess with, who's just gonna be down for you, bro. Yeah. Who's gonna be down?
Well, we keep it very tight, man. So like, I got a very, very small group of friends that like we even have like a little group text, but we've been at it now for years and years, and some of those friends I've been at it even longer with, and I brought them into this little group, and we just kind of collided. You know what I mean? But yeah, I keep it very small and selective, man. I'm not like one. I'll know people and I'll be cool with people, but it's not like I would be like, yo, you want to do this or hang out here or do this? Like, no, we keep it very selective and we keep to our own. But we're friendly with everybody. It's not 100%. Like we're going to be, dickheads to anybody. It's not the way I don't think that's the way to maneuver in this world. Yeah, especially with everything going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I think life's too short. 100%, man. I'm the same way, man. Like I said, I've been friends with these people for fucking 5th, 6th grade. I mean, we have a group chat too on fucking literally everything. Snapchat, Twitter, fucking it's literally every social media you can have. And you really find out who the fuck is like who has the right intentions. Like if people are, I don't know, fucking wasting your time, people are just there to be there for the rise and then say they can be there because you're doing your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just to hang on. Not actually being there to be a friend. You know what I mean? Like there's different intentions people have, and it's crazy to see whether if you make that a certain move, like a loss, you can find out what they're what they're really thinking. Yeah. And it's people are scandalous sometimes, man. It's wild. Bro. People are scandalous.
It is wild, man. It definitely is wild. And you see it a lot from people that like I said, that are riding the wave, that are, say, somebody like you're higher up or whatever the case may be, and then like all of a sudden because you take a L, it's kind of like, oh, we're gonna put you on the back burner or whatever the case may be, and it's like, damn. But you learn. Like I've known that though. Like I knew once an L happened, like it's like, all right, some people are not gonna like really be vibing the same way that they were before this. Yeah. So I understood that. I'm thankful for it because now, like you're saying, it shows people's true colors. Yeah. I know where I stand now, with them. So it's cool. Yeah. I get it.
How was how has it been for like, I mean, your friends, but how has it been from your like family and friends, like your transition from being like an amateur boxer at 18, going from amateur to pro? How has that been? Because I mean, obviously you have a ton of support with them. You have a ton of support from San Antonio. So how has that been, man? Just the ride from boxing starting boxing till now.
It's different now because now I know I have a responsibility to represent in the best way I can. So, but I wanted that. I wanted that responsibility. I wanted to be able to bring something back to the community in whatever kind of way I could. And it so happens to be boxing, man. So I'm happy with it. But my family, man, they've been there. They've been there since day one. I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like it brought my immediate family, like my brother, my mom, and my dad, back together, because a lot of shit had happened to where, like, you know, we kind of just split up and went our separate ways. So me starting to do that and them knowing that I was actually taking it that serious, where I was doing Golden Gloves tournaments, bro, they all started showing up. We all got close again, and things just started happening and kicking off from there, man. And I'm just, like I say, bro, boxing literally saved my life. If it wasn't for boxing, man, I'd probably be like, you know, dead or out doing something stupid. You know what I mean? Doing something really stupid.
I've said it on previous podcasts, man. A lot of people don't realize, southwest side of San Antonio, south side of San Antonio can be bad, can be good, but it can be bad, man. It can be very, very bad. There's some crazy shit that happens on that side of town. There's some crazy people you can get involved with, and it could just a domino effect. And it's once you realize that there's different sides of town, there's better things that you can be doing versus that. Everything just falls into place, man. People start noticing. People want to do that, get out too. Like even if it's like, because I mean, I used to live, right off of Medina Base Road in Valley High. So in the I said that wrong. 410 and Medina Base Road. So in the Valley High area, and that's not I wouldn't say that's like a mediocre side of town, but just moving from there to this side of town, it's different. People act a certain way. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot more
snobbiness.
There's a lot more
for sure, bro.
A lot more fucking Karens on this side of town, bro. You realize it, but I mean, it's just the way of life is just totally different. You can see something that's not literally fucking 10, 15 minutes away, and it's so drastic, man. The way people dress, the way people talk, what people drive, the way people live, like it's just different. I think when someone realizes that, when you put the work in, when you have the right amount of money to get yourself out of that situation, I mean, you realize that everything changes, bro. And people start realizing, friends, family, people want to get better too as well, and it works out, man. Especially if you're willing there to fucking put a hand to help them out and show them the way. So
I mean, I came where I grew up my whole life. I was on Marbach in 1604, so right there in Big Country is where I was born or raised. I don't want to say born, but raised there. And then back and forth from there and the West Side. So I was always in between those two. I think we're considered far West Side, which is really weird.
Yeah.
You know, so but just growing up in that area, like my aunt lived in the Duck Pond area, so that was really, you know, pretty bad right in that little area. And then going to the West Side, and then going to Five Palms area as well, where some of my better friends lived in that, you know, that type of environment. It's just different, bro. But I came from a blue collar family. So my dad always taught me to treat everybody equal.
Man.
Wherever you go, just know how to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like always watch your back wherever, if you're somewhere new, you know what I mean? So I always knew what I had to do because I was raised that way. My thing was that I was just devious, man. I always wanted to get into things that people said I couldn't do. Till this day, man, I'm so stubborn. Like you tell me to do or not do something, I'm gonna do it.
You gonna do it? Nah, I want to just go back, man. Treat everybody the same. Like I was telling my family members, man. Well, shit. I mean, he's posted you before. John, fucking barber. Yeah. So he, I'm sure you've seen it too. He cuts like Rudy Gay and Trey Lyles and shit like that. So
we talk about it all the time. Man.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Well, he's my barber too. I've been going on for years.
Yeah.
And we had. I was doing like a business transaction with Rudy Gay, and he told me to pull up. Rudy Gay was there at the fucking barbershop, and I pulled up, and it was just like just a normal person, man. And it's one of those things where I've realized they're normal people too. Like they're literally normal people too. And I think people sometimes, well, just to get back, like my family members are just like, oh, you didn't get a pic, you didn't signature, nothing. I'm just like, man, I feel like he does that every fucking single time. Like a place he goes into, I wouldn't want to be the person to just, and it's not even that, man. I think once, like, just if somebody would be I guess a professional basketball player or anything like that, like, I mean, you want to live a normal life too, man, to a certain extent.
You want to feel normal.
Yeah, you want to feel normal. I think people, when they put you on a pedestal, not that it's bad, but I mean, you want to feel that normal life at some point in time. So I was just like, man, it is what it is. I just said what's up.
Yeah,
and
Jay Cuz, man, that's shout out to Jay Cuz John. Yeah. That's the homie, the big homie, really.
Yeah, he's fucking funny, bro.
Yeah, bro, he really is, dude. But he tells me all the time, he's like, there's a few times where he's told me that somebody's come in here and they're like, oh, you cut the hunter? Like, how is he? And John's just like, what? He's just like a fucking normal dude, bro. You know what I mean? Like, telling me that he's telling these dudes that, and that they'll be telling him like, oh, you seen his girlfriend? She's fucking bad. Like, how are they? And I'm just like, dude, I mean, it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? What can I do? Personally, I don't see myself on as anything like that, bro. Like, I just feel like a normal dude, just likes to fight. And I want to give, like, if you come out and watch me fight, like, I want to give you something to see. Right, that's it. And then from there, you want to go have a beer with me? Cool, bro. Let's go have a fucking beer, or like, smoke a joint or whatever you want to do, bro. Like, let's go do it. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with it, man. Like, I'm just a normal dude who just happens to like what he does and is good at it. You know, anybody can do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, and social media has a big play into it too, because there's a lot of shit that can be done on social media. But I think a lot of people don't realize that everybody's normal, man. They just happen to be doing shit for a long period of time, or even a short period of time, just perfected that craft. I wouldn't say perfected, but just
They worked at it, put hours in.
To a good amount of level, and they just get paid money for it. That's literally all it is. So when you see these people fucking just going crazy for whoever, I mean, yeah, I get it, because I mean, they are who they are. They put on a show, but it's just like, damn.
I mean, if it inspires, though, cool, man.
Yeah,
like that. I guess that's what you want to do, right? Like, but I want people to just be inspired by my performance and not necessarily the idea of who I am, right? Like, I guess if that makes sense. I don't know if that really makes sense, but
just like the fame, or just
I don't want none of that, bro. I don't want any. I've seen what it can do to some people who end up losing the fame and they're still trying to go at it, and I'm just like, bro, it's done. Like, you're done. Like, what are you still chasing right now? I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want the fame. I don't need, the likes or anything like that. I just want to put real things out there for you to be like, yo, that's crazy.
I think it goes back to, I wouldn't say bottom of the barrel, but just knowing where you came from. Like, you've just to be here and just to put some work in, put some effort, and then just to put on a show for somebody, or even just the work ethic that goes into boxing, or just anything in general, what it feels like to be at the bottom or just a low place. So,
or even if you don't, just try to understand those people. Like, you don't even necessarily got to live that life, but I've been to El Salvador, man. I fought in El Salvador for free, and I seen literally a naked dude out in the street because he had nothing. And that right there, that moment in my life changed my view on life forever, bro. Like, I still think about that to this day, and I will always have that picture in my head, bro. Like,
there's people out there that have it worse.
Nothing. They literally have nothing, or we don't know what they're going through. I don't know what anybody's going through, so I'm never gonna judge anybody on that sense. Like, who would I be to do that? Like, who the hell am I? I'm not nobody. But
like, if someone were to judge, that just shows what type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? So it just reflects off of you.
I'm not saying I don't judge, because a lot of times I'll be talking some shit on the side, but it's all in fun, bro. But I'm not talking shit about people that have it bad. But then again, I shouldn't even be doing that, because I don't know what that person's going through in life. Especially with COVID right now, I don't know if his family, he lost somebody or something. So I try to keep it cool, man, with everybody. I'm not into the whole bullshit of like trying to do things for likes. Like, I know I hate even saying it now, but I do a lot of like community work, but I won't put it out. That shit's lame, bro.
Yeah.
That shit's lame. And if any of y'all do that shit, you're fucking lame, bro. And I feel that way.
No, I've seen people where it's just like going up to homeless people and like having people record, or just, like, you can do that, but I'm just, if your intentions are to have it record just to be on social media, I don't think you're doing it for the right reason. Especially if you're trying to get some likes or trying to get some attention, just do it without the camera and see how it feels. You're probably gonna get the same feeling, but I mean, I've seen that too, like on Twitter, and I've seen just where just people have the wrong intentions for whatever reason. I mean, they have their reasons for it, but Yeah, I've never seen like I've done. I like this past year. I've donated some money just for other like fuck. What's it called? It's basically like a shelter for unaccompanied minors.
Mm-hmm.
So they just put out a wish list for on Amazon, and I just fucking paid for a couple items, got them shipped there, and then that was a Christmas gift. So I did that over the fucking holidays, and this is the first time I've ever said it to anybody. Like I haven't even mentioned it to my family, but that's just something that I've done that. I mean, I didn't
That's
have
fucked
to.
up, right? Like how like I try to put myself in people's shoes, and I'm just like, yo, if I was this person, or if I was this child, or if I was, whatever kind of person is out there that I'm trying to help out, it's like, man, not even help out. Like I'm just sometimes I don't even like to say that I'm doing it. Like to them, I don't even like I'll pay for people's bills at restaurants if they're just sitting there buying. I'm just like, yo, just don't even let them know. Just let them know it's just paid for. You know what I mean? Because it's fucked up, bro. Like it's just out of kindness. Like man, it breaks my heart right now, bro. Like like just imagining myself having to be in a position like that. Regardless, like I said, I don't know what those people are going through. Maybe they do have a family. Maybe they have a lot of money. It doesn't matter to me. Like I don't know what they're going through. And my idea is like, yo, fuck it. Just out of the kindness of my heart, if you take it or not, like these, especially right here in Calabria, these dudes right here, man, I know they just out here making a buck. Same time though, who am I to say that? Like and judge them? So I'm just like, yo, even though I think I know what they're doing out here, fuck it, here, man. Here's some change. Like what else am I gonna do with this?
Yeah, nah, I got you, bro. And I think, yeah, man, I think it's just wild when people just seek that type of attention for whatever reason. But I mean, it just shows who they fucking are, man. It just shows who they are. But I want to ask, man, just to wrap this shit up, man. What's obviously you've been traveling a lot of places. What's the coolest place you ever been to, man?
Helsinki, Finland.
Say it again?
Shout out to all my people, Helsinki, Finland.
Yeah,
shout out to all my Finns, man. That place is, if I could live anywhere in this world, it would be there, other than here.
What was so dope about it, bro? Because I've seen pictures of Finland. I mean, I've never been, but what was so dope about it? Or what was it just, what it just attracted you?
The art, I'm so really weirdly, man, I'm into architecture. Like I love cool ass buildings. Like I love that shit. My dad's an electrician, so I've been around construction my whole life. Yeah, so if I see something cool like that, like I'm like, dang, that's fucking dope. I've never been into like the actual grunt work of it. Because my dad always had me digging trenches or under houses and shit. But the end product is always cool to me. So I love their architecture. It's old. I love their history, and I love the way the people carry themselves out there. Like I said, they're not about, they're about each other and their community and their country, and they'll support whoever is going on around them or that they know, or even if they don't know them and they're making waves, they're going to support them wholeheartedly. And that's one thing about San Antonio that I dislike, is that there's so much hate here for one another. And it's like, yo, man, we're a community. Yeah. Let's get this shit together and let's make something happen here. We don't necessarily have to go somewhere to do it. And I'm not knocking anybody that does that, because like I said, in the boxing world, you almost have to, because nobody's doing it here. Yeah. So not knocking any of those guys. I love them all. But if it were up to me, everybody would just be, and we built this community back up and make it something. Because when I had a talk with the mayor 2 years ago, right before my fight here at the Alamo Dome, told me that I think by 2024, I could be wrong with the date, but I believe it's 2024, we're supposed to be as big as Chicago. And then now with the COVID thing and everybody else moving in, it's probably going to be even faster, So that's insane, bro. So why not try to make something, out of this city?
There's a lot of hate, man. There's a lot of hate, bro.
It's weird, right?
I've never been the one to. I'm always about. I'm a big believer in energy, bro. A big believer in energy, and when you put out that energy, it's just gonna come right back. But you're just wasting that. Like you're literally wasting that, and you can be putting towards fighting, podcasting, fucking creating programs, school, like work, like literally anything else except the hate. And it takes a ton of time to do that. But even just a thought process behind it, bro. Like you're saying this. Just to go back to the hate after your loss, like you're saying this, you're literally taking the time out to put this comment on a post or send this tweet out, and just to feel some type of attention, just to get some likes. But then you don't even know what the other person is going through. So they can fucking, after that tweet, they can have suicidal thoughts. After that shit, they can, like just to back you up, like you don't know what the fuck people are going through. So that can be that one thing that just fucking sends them over the top. And it's just, man, bro, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Bro.
Well, those like, especially the people that say things about, obviously I laugh at it because it's just funny to me, man. I'm okay with laughing at myself. I've always been, bro. Like, it ain't nothing to me. Like, maybe at one point I didn't. Like, I was very self-conscious about that shit. But now it's like, bro, it shit happens, dog. What am I going to do? I'm not going to sit here and cry about it, dude. Spilt milk. All you got to do is clean it up, dude. So, but I'm letting everybody know now this shit ain't sweet, dog. So if you want to say it to my face, you can catch some fucking hands for sure.
That's going to be the fucking clickbait to get this fucking podcast going. Oh, shit, man. Well, fuck. Man, we're going to conclude this podcast, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming down here,
Always, bro.
Yeah, man.
Always, man.
Taking the time out of your fucking day.
Nah, anything for the city, bro. Anything for the community, dog.
100%, bro. I fucking love what I do. I love meeting new people because this is the first time we ever fucking met. And then also too, this is I always like digging into people's brain, bro, and just seeing the motivation, just everything they've been through their life and putting that work in. Because I mean, I've been in some tough times too, bro, and I wouldn't say I made it out, but it's definitely a better life than I used to live. And I just want to show the world what if you put some work in, man, there's a lot of shit that you can achieve. That sounds cliche as fuck. I've said it before, but it's true, man. It's literally true. If you put something, a little bit of work, and then also to believe in yourself. You gotta fucking believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one's gonna do it for you.
Find something you love, man. It's not work. It becomes so easy.
100%, 100%, man. Well, shit. Is there anything you want to fucking plug? Anything you want to say before we jump off here, man?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my team. Shout out to my management, Davies Entertainment. Shout out to my family. Shout out to Squad Up. Shout out to you.
Hell yeah, bro.
Appreciate to your family and everybody, man. I wish everybody blessings, nothing but blessings. So anybody that's out there that's gonna watch this, I only can hope the best for you and your family, especially through these tough times. And let's kick some ass 2021, man. Now that we know what this shit is about and we know that there's lockdowns, let's not complain about it anymore. Let's just fucking kick ass and keep it moving.
Hell yeah, man. Wise words, bro. I just want to end with, again, appreciate you coming down here, man. I'm gonna fucking I want to be there your next fight. Hopefully it's somewhere either in town or somewhere.
So, bro, I hate the bubble, dog. I hate it, bro. I mean, I'm thankful for the opportunities and I'm blessed. Man, I can't wait to fight in front of my crowd back in San Antonio.
Yeah, if not, man, I'm going to watch it for sure, man. Yeah, but shout out to your team too, bro. You've been through some crazy-ass fights. That last fight was definitely not what I expected to.
Either,
so we'll
run it back, bro. Yeah. If I don't run it back, whoever they put in front of me I'm going to act like we're running it back. So you're going to get treated the way that kid would have got treated.
Hell yeah, man. Well, if you're listening on fucking Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever streaming platforms, head over to the YouTube, check out the YouTube video, give this shit a like, subscribe while you're fucking here. And that's going to be it, man. We'll see you on the fucking next episode, man. Peace.